good, bad, and the ugly snow.
Yeah, they know who we are. So,
Yes, I know you guys know who we are, but some people are new. We've been getting people who are new. So, I am Glenda with Shaking Hands Art. This is,
Joe.
and we are Fralins and Friends. Today's topic is snow.
Yuck.
Yeah. This snow has been very, very cold. It's the first snow of winter, and it's also the first blizzard of winter. We have some footage that we will put in here of what it looks like outside right now. All right. You can see out there around a trash can. There's probably a little bit of a drift, but the plow's been through. But it's hard to see. You want to take it outside and try? No?
No.
I don't blame you. Feels like,
It
says it's 19 degrees, but it feels like 20 below. I believe him.
I do too.
But snow is very pretty. I'm not gonna deny that. I used to love it as a kid. But there's some things that we need to, or want to, advise you who have not been around snow, some of the hazards and some of the good stuff. Okay, we'll do that from the chat inside. I don't know how many of you actually live where you have a possibility of getting snow, or where you generally do get snow, or where maybe you don't generally get snow, but you got it recently, like I know Texas just got some. So anyway, first off, let's start out as kids when snow was fun. Well, it kept us out of school sometimes.
Yeah.
And when it kept us out of school, we got a chance to go and play on our sleds and throw snowballs at each other.
Yep.
And freeze our toes.
Yep.
And sometimes make a snowman. This is more of a powdery snow. It would need to get a little melted before the snowman.
Yeah, it would work all right for sledding, I guess.
Yeah, this would be good snow for sledding. It's more of a powdery snow.
You run a snow blower or a shovel and you throw it in the air and it just blows all over the place.
Yeah, the wet snow, no, that's not so easy. It's
No.
heavy.
It's heavy, it hurts your back. My snow blower don't blow wet snow.
No, a lot of them don't. But anyway, so there's other things about driving, or about snow, like how to drive or how not to drive in snow or on ice, either way. It's best to avoid it if you can.
Just because the speed limit sign says 60 mile an hour doesn't mean you have to go 60 mile an hour.
No, it's very dangerous to do
Drive
that.
according to the weather.
Yes. There's a lot of times that when Joe was coming home from work, he would, on the highway, he'd be going like 40, 45 or less because of slick roads. Because one thing that happens, this snow will probably do that too, unless it gets a chance to melt off. But once it's been driven on for a few times, it gets wet, and then it slushes, and then it freezes. And when that freeze comes, it's ice. It's a snowy, spiky ice. It's been known to ruin a few tires.
Yeah.
But one thing that most of us, I think, did you ever spin out in snow or ice?
One time, it was snow. I was hitting drifts
Yeah.
on the old river road out here, and that's when I went down a ditch, and I got high centered, and a guy with a four-wheel drive come by, and I had a chain. He pulled me out, and I drove a couple more miles, and I sat there waiting for a plow, and finally a plow did show up. Well, finally I saw some other cars coming from the direction I wanted to go, because I was trying to go to work. Well, I met a plow going to the highway, and he says, "You just will go on back home." So that's what I did. I went through Beatrice, so I went.
Yeah.
That way the road was plowed more, but I called in work, said I wasn't going to make it.
Yeah.
They wasn't really expecting me to anyway. Really.
Well, we lived out. Well, used to live in the country, and I worked in Lincoln for a while. And I had missed a couple of days because of snow or illness or what. At that time, I wasn't working as a nurse. I was working as a transcriptionist, which I was transcribing doctor's notes. And the snow was so bad. They had warned me if I missed one more time because of snow or whatever, that was going to be it. And it's like, I had 3 kids at home, 2 kids at home. One of them was married by then. We still had 2 kids at home. One of them was still fairly young, and I tried. I got as far as the corner, and it was like, there's just no way. I would have been knee deep. So I went back home, and I called in and I said, "Listen, my kids need me more than I need that job." So, yes, I needed a job, but my kids needed a mother too. So there are dangers from snow and ice. It's more like when it becomes slick that it becomes dangerous.
Well, it's hard to stop a vehicle.
It is. And
So
a
it's not-
4-wheel drive can help, but even if the ice if it's real slick ice, it's not going to stop you very easily.
It's not always you trying to stop. It's you trying to get out of the way of other people that can't stop.
Yes, that's true.
It's going to hit you, so.
Yeah, my granddaughter was telling me she went out to Walmart earlier. Can't remember, I think that was yesterday. I'm not sure.
This morning.
This morning, okay. She said she went out to Walmart. She said it wasn't too bad yet then on the roads. It was a little slick. But she said the Walmart parking lot was just really slick. I said, well, remember, you don't stomp your brakes, you pump your brakes. Otherwise, if you stomp on your brakes, or if you hold down the brake, you're just going to go into a spin or a slide, and you won't be able to control it. Now, a lot of vehicles do have front-wheel drive now, which helps, because we used to we used to sandbag the trunks of our cars. 2 or 3 of those sandbags. But yeah, she said she learned that lesson one time. People in a town like this that don't have a lot of stop signs, excuse me, they don't always look to see who else is coming. And we slow down at every intersection in this town because there's a lot of people who don't yield. They don't care about right of way. They don't even care about looking. And she said that she went and started going into an intersection one time, and it was icy. And she said that she did stomp on her brakes. She said by the time the car finally stopped, thank goodness the other guy was already gone. So she managed to avoid the crash, but she still lost control. And I know there's places where when they get a snow, it's so seldom that they really don't know. But for the kids, this is amazing. Once it gets warmer, you have to wait till it gets at least warm enough. This is no kind for anybody to be out in when it's this cold. When it gets below 0 with the wind chills and stuff, you don't go outside. Not unless you absolutely have to. That's why he's not going out scooping today.
No. Getting late.
Well, that, and it's very cold. He had frostbite on the tips of his fingers. When was that?
That
Did-
was years ago.
Yeah, several years ago, but
I damaged a little, what do you call them, veins or
yeah, little nerves and capillaries and stuff.
in the tips of my fingers, and my fingers would go numb. A couple of my fingers would. And I was working in the freezer unloading boxes, and all of a sudden they went numb on me, and I had no feeling. I had to get out of there before I got them even colder. And I damaged them from that.
He worked in a warehouse, and they had freezers for a lot of the stuff that came in, and so that's what he was taking things into the freezer for.
Just for the kitchen.
Yeah. But it did them, and so when it's this cold, even the gloves don't help.
Yeah, I can't find a pair of gloves that'll keep my fingers warm.
He needs to get some hand warmers to put in there.
Something.
But anyway,
I had a pair of cheap mittens, but I don't know what I did with them.
yeah.
But anyway,
The best-
they say mittens work better.
Yeah.
Then you put a hand warmer in there, it keeps your fingers warm. So
Well, that's true. Get just mittens and a hand warmer.
I'll have to find some.
Anyway, when you pump the brakes, you just put a little bit of pressure every couple of seconds and then let up so that it'll slow down, and then finally it'll be able to come to a stop. But at any point, if you stomp on those brakes to try and it's a natural one, it's what you want to do, but you have to tell your mind, don't do that.
Well, one good thing about anti-lock brakes is when you stomp on them, they don't lock up like they used to.
This is true. This is true. Because they did used to lock up badly.
And that's why you'd slide. You just,
But, I mean, you still want to be careful of that.
oh yeah.
Anyway, but we're not trying to be downers. We just want people to know what we've been through with this stuff. And it is beautiful. It makes a beautiful card. It makes a beautiful snapshot. And it's fun to watch kids play in when the temperatures warm up enough so that they can go out bundled up and in snow boots and snow pants and whole snowsuit, gloves, hats. Those knitted stocking caps are real good at keeping the head warm. Sometimes a hood on top of that helps. I remember you doing that. Well, no, on top of your cap, work or whatever. But yeah.
When it's really cold, it's nice to have I've always thought about getting one. I haven't done it yet. It's getting a stocking cap that covers all of your face.
Kind of a ski mask.
Yeah.
So.
'Cause when that wind's blowing like that, below 0 temps.
Yes, it does. It gets very cold. So, just for those of you who do live in, just drive to make sure you're safe, but also drive for what the other guy's gonna do. When you drive defensively, you be prepared for what the other guy may do. Don't insist on the right of way if they aren't paying attention or don't care. You just don't insist on it. Sometimes when you're going uphill, you might have if the traffic isn't going real hard, well, I can't tell anybody, don't say I said this, but sometimes if you're going like uphill and there's a stop sign, because sometimes that stop sign has to be a yield sign. So that, if nobody's coming, you can just keep going. Otherwise, you may not get started again. You may be stuck on that hill or going back down it.
If it's bad enough and you don't have to go out in it, don't.
No, don't. So this is a good day to stay in if you can. As a nurse, I didn't have much choice And unfortunately, a lot of the time I lived real close to work. And yes, when you're close to work, guess who they call first? When they get a bunch of call-ins who can't make it, they call you first. So, yeah, but you know, you just do. We're retired now. We don't have to go through that. We don't have to go out unless we want to.
We just worry about our kids.
Yes, we are concerned for our kids.
They have to.
Yeah. Joe taught our kids how to drive. He took our youngest, Nina, down to the park, didn't you?
Oh, yeah.
And on ice, and had her try driving and learning how to stop there, and that helped a lot. So, but now it's grandchildren. So, anyway, we love you all, and this has just been a basic how not to, and how to. And we're sure wherever you live, there must be things too. Anyway, we love you.
And thanks for your support.
Yep. Oh, we do get mini quakes. Very, very mini quakes.
You don't really feel
Our
them.
fault lines are just kind of little.
We
All
hear
right.
about it, but we don't really feel them.
No. Love you.
Bye-bye.